getting out here, it's beautiful, it's different, and it's also desolate. Like, we're literally 75 to 100 miles from civilization, from the nearest little town. It was a really small town.
All right, it's late. I didn't have a chance to set up my camera, to film setting up because it was just so dark and so freaking cold. But I did it, and I'm in bed. I'm in my sleeping situation. I'm super warm. And it feels great being out here. It also feels very vulnerable because it's just me and Conan, like 100 miles from freaking civilization. Good morning. This is my morning heater. Take a look. My first peek into this new world. Looks like there's some scat right here outside my ladder. This is a little road or trail coming in. I had a few more miles to get to the Columbine campground, but I would have had to go through this right here. And if I wasn't by myself, I wouldn't be concerned at all. But to be safe, I did not go across. It is definitely beautiful out here. For that sun coming up. But is that a freaking storm out there? That's a freaking storm. And I can't tell if it's coming this way, but it would suck to get stuck in something like that. Well, right after I made my coffee, we got inclement weather coming in. Checking the weather before I came here, I knew it was gonna be cold. It didn't say anything about snow or rain, so I'm fucking packing up to get the hell out of here because I don't want to get stuck out here. I think we got out of there in the nick of time. Let's just hope the roads are safe enough for a four-wheel drive to make it back to that relatively hard top. We shall see. I got enough water and food to last me a while if I had to hunker in. Man, this is just insane. Holy moly. I don't know if I can make it up this hill. I'm in four-wheel drive and I'm slipping all over the place. You definitely don't want to be sliding off of this road. As long as I can see a little dirt beneath the snow, I feel like I'm good. It's when I go through patches of nothing but snow I get nervous. Holy moly, I barely got out of there. I think if I would have stayed another hour or two, I would have been stuck there for a little bit. Because it's a blizzard up there. All right, now that I'm back to safety, here are my 7 mistakes to avoid, or my 7 tips, however you want to look at that. All right, initial thoughts, lessons learned, first night off-grid. And these are things that I already know. I'm just going to reiterate or say the things that I feel like are relevant to this experience, okay? Number 1, check weather and check it thoroughly. Common sense. I did check the weather. I just didn't check deep enough or hard enough to see what the potential might be, okay? So you want to check the weather for temperature, but then also for precipitation. Number 2, go places that you'll actually enjoy. I knew it was going to be cold, and now I'm thinking to myself, like, why did I make myself go there when I know I don't really enjoy a super cold camping experience, It was miserable. I couldn't enjoy the beauty of what was there because it was just really cold. When I was in my sleeping bag and stuff, I was warm, but it wasn't like I was out walking around enjoying the beauty of everything because it was just really, really cold, Number 3, prep for most weather conditions, the possible weather conditions in your area. Also, along those lines, I realized that I need some good cold weather gloves. I have some gloves and they didn't do anything for me here. So, and I plan on following good weather, so I don't plan on being in cold environments, but just to have them just in case, as part of your little, I have a weather bag, it's got my pants and insulated linings and a beanie and gloves and thick shoes, so.
Number 4, check elevation.
Check elevation. I knew the elevation was going to be high. If I'm not mistaken, I'll give you an accurate number. I think it was 7,500, 8,000 feet or something like that. So Vegas, I've been there for a while. If I'm not mistaken, 2,000. But I know that I have issues with elevation. I get a little bit of a headache, sometimes some elevation sickness if I go up and down too fast, like on a long hike or something. But, I slept really good, except I just kept waking up having these kind of tension headaches. So elevation is something else to consider. If you know you're sensitive to it, I don't know, just factor that in.
Number 5, give yourself plenty of time.
Another thing that I know better, but I wanted to push through, is I gotta be set up before the sun goes down, because it's too frustrating when it's dark and you got all these lights and LEDs you're trying to shield yourself from. So I wanted to get to this campground, and I had to get there. It was going to be after dark. It was just no way around it. I probably could have found another place to camp that was not up in those mountains, and it would have been way better because I would have set up earlier and been to bed on time and all that kind of stuff. So set up before the sun goes down.
Number 6, have your shit ready to go at a moment's notice, if possible.
Have your shit ready to go at a moment's notice, because when I saw this morning, it was starting to get beautiful. The sun came up. I was taking a walk with Conan, looking at the mountains, and I saw off in the distance, it looks kind of like some rain or something. And then I noticed the way the wind was blowing, it was coming our way. I was like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get everything ready just in case. And then I was gonna do a workout, and then sure enough, like snow just started coming out of nowhere, and it was pretty hard. And then I was taking down everything in the cold. My hands were so freaking cold. I had to keep warming them up on the stove. So be ready to go at a moment's notice, versus like having your shit just all over the place. I mean, if possible. When I'm set up somewhere, I'll have my gazebo and all that, but still, even that stuff's going to be relatively easy to take down.
Number 7, err on the side of caution.
And then final pro tip, when in doubt, err on the side of caution. I'm learning more and more. I was driving down from Reno, and I had that freaking incident where my Jeep went into a ditch. And if I'd have been more careful, that wouldn't have happened. I was probably going a little too fast, or I probably could have stopped somewhere. I don't know. So on my way down here, I was super slow. I kept it in first or second gear, 4-wheel drive. I stuck to the edge of the mountain that was not a cliff, And if it had gotten really bad, I probably would have just pulled over, and I got plenty of food and water and stuff to last me a while. But all right, that's it. First day. Universe is testing me. For some reason, the universe keeps throwing snow and cold weather at me.